Good afternoon, everybody. It is Fantastic Friday, and we all know what that means. We've got Mike Zuber in the house. Mike Zuber from One Rental at a Time. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today specifically was this lunacy that we've had this last weekend with 212 applicants in 3 days.
Yeah, and I don't know if you watched my daily financial news yet, but I called that out today. I think that conversation has really shown that rental housing is broken. The government got involved. They screwed it up. And unfortunately, affordable rentals, whatever the percentage is, if you had 100 in 2019, you have 60 today. If you had 200, you have, and it's what happens in a free market, right? You add tax, you add costs, you add risk, people run away. And oh, by the way, if you double the price, of course they're going to run away. So sure. I feel really, really bad for tenants. It was always hard. It is about to get nightmarishly hard. And I don't think people are ready for it. So your experience, 3 openings, 212 or 222, whatever it was.
212, yeah.
Scary. I think that is going to become far more the norm. So tenants need to find a way to kind of stand out if they can, I guess.
We're still getting 30 a day. Because our policy is we don't take the unit down until we have a signed lease for the tenant
and deposit. Yeah.
And deposit. Yes.
Yeah.
So we leave it up. So we left it up and it's still 30, 40, 50 a day, 30, 40, 50 a day, every single day. And so we're over 400 now, 400 people for these same units. What was really interesting is we got flagged by Facebook's admin group saying that they thought it was a scam because because so many people were complaining that the price was too low. So we're doing a follow-up video where I'm going to say that I was wrong.
I knew it. I told you.
You asked me twice and I went down and I looked at it. And so we're doing a second video. That one's going to be next, but let's cover this one first. Yeah. So this one first is I want to give tenants a leg up. I want to give them the opportunity to put together a package. Yeah. This is what you need to do. If you want to stand out, if you want to be one of the chosen, which is to get the unit. And again, I'm not special. I'm just a landlord, but I am the one with the apartment that you want.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've got people lined up that are ridiculously overqualified for this unit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need you to do something. You're going to put yourself in the best position you can. If you take a couple landlords' advice, we have over 300 units together.
Yeah.
So we kind of understand what criteria are standard criteria. However, there is a chance even within standard criteria that you can still go above and beyond and show something more and something better.
Yeah.
So what would that be? I know that you use property managers. Obviously I do the self-management because I just don't have enough bad days in my life. So I enjoy interrupting myself like a call I got at 6:15 this morning. But what are some of the things that you have your standard criteria? What are some of those things that you would tell a prospective tenant? If you want to get to the top of the stack, this is what I would be looking for that would have me more consider you versus somebody else.
Yeah. So again, I'll answer this question, but I do want to say that I hope my property manager is not watching because they have a criteria and I want them to take the first yes answer. But if I self-managed, right, and it was kind of that criteria plus the extras, basically what you have to do, the government broke housing. God damn it, they broke housing.
They did break housing.
What you have to do is you essentially have to create a resume of you and the tenant. And more importantly, in your situation, it's you and your other 3 friends, right? Because I remember your example, it's 4 bedrooms are going to basically house hack the rental. So you have to create I don't know what else to call it, but a resume.
Yes.
This is who we are. These are how long we've been friends. This is because again, you got to remember the top 30 in your example, as I remember our Tuesday conversation, all had credit over 800.
Yep.
All had more than the 3.5x, the income. So everybody was the same, right? You put it in a box, you pick one, doesn't matter. However, if you put together a resume that de-risks your situation, i.e. we've been friends since college, here's a couple of pictures of us playing flag football or whatever it was. Oh, by the way, here are our employee jobs. And oh, by the way, we have a side hustle that, also. Oh, by the way, so-and-so is a carpenter or electrician, they can do some of the easy stuff.
Mhm.
You've got to de-risk the situation. Oh, by the way, my mom lives down the street and whatever it is, you got to be able to plant roots. What does a landlord want when they're selecting a tenant up front? They want to know they're going to get paid.
Yep.
They want to assume they're going to have less headaches. And
Mhm.
ideally, they want to know you're going to stay there a while. So paint that picture,
Yes.
right? Just paint that picture. And then if you want, prepay 2 months, right? Go above and beyond, right? If the landlord's asking for first month in deposit, say, you know what? We will give you the first 2 months. We will do first and last. Stand out, do the extra. I do think, at least in the situation where you have 30 remarkably qualified, it would be that resume. Because I don't think it's the money at that point, right? They're all the same. But again, if you want to stand out in a crowded market, do the extra. It's the same thing you're going to do if you were trying to date somebody, or if you were trying to get a job. Right now, jobs are plentiful. So you can be an arrogant and a prick and get hired. Right now, rental units are scarce. So don't be a prick, right? You don't deserve anything.
Mhm.
You got to be different. So it's man, the Fed broke housing. Man, wow.
They did for sure. I think so. All those things that you hit on, I think, are dead on. I think it's, I think it's time, time in the job. If you're newer to a job, show that you're making a whole lot more money and that's why you left the previous job.
Mhm.
Side hustles are important. I think, depending on the state that you're in, you're allowed to, sometimes some states like my state, I'm not allowed to accept last month's rent.
Oh, really? Okay. I
Yep.
didn't know.
Yep. I can only take deposit and first month's rent.
Okay.
But again, say, hey, if you sign us, we actually will drop off a check that same day.
Mhm.
Really put yourself in the landlord's shoes of what would they like to see that's the easiest. I think one of the things that you hit on that's fantastic is no rollover, which is, we are from the area. We plan on being in the area for the next few years. And so we'd be actually more than happy to sign a multi-year lease. Now, as a
There you go.
landlord, I don't want a 3-year lease, but I certainly will take a 2 because
Yeah.
it takes me just as much time to evict you on a 2 as it does on a 1.
There you go.
But if I think that you're going to be there and you know that I'm there and I'm likely not going to raise rent on you after 1 year, it lends itself pretty well to a 2-year lease.
Yeah. Ask at least. Yeah.
Absolutely. So then other little things like Mike was talking about, which is even something simple like the lawn.
Yeah.
being taken
God.
care of,
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly.
Little things like that, like trimming the shrubs, or, hey, if you're willing to buy the mulch, I'll throw it in the beds for you.
Yeah.
Little things like that, because we actually got that. That's the guys that won our best unit. The guys that won that unit, they weren't the best credit score.
Hmm.
They weren't the best income, but they were the best situation for us because they said, hey, listen, we're guys in our mid 20s. We'll do some yard work. Anything you need help with, you just let us know. We're ready with deposit. We're ready with first month's rent. We'll sign. We'll give that to you. They made the agenda for me to say, guys, I
can't say no.
How can I say, if I say no, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
I'm going to go back and forth with these guys because they have an 850 credit score and they want we'd like some things addressed. Don't we all?
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't we all?
That's not the market we're in.
Yeah. Yeah. For right now, you're just going to have to take it as is, which is clean. And it was updated recently in the last 5 years, but now it's just clean. So it is what it is. But like I said, I really wanted to put this video together for tenants because we obviously talk often to landlords. I think this is also a video that people could potentially send to tenants saying, hey, take what these guys are saying, and take that into account, because we're going to have 30 people that are going to apply, or 200 people that apply, and 30 that look really, really good. Like these 30, they're basically indistinguishable. They all pay their bills. They all have great credit. They all make more than 3.5x what the rent is. They're at that point, you basically all look the same. The good news is that 30 people got the shot, right? Yeah. And then as we put the message out saying, hey, please let us know, any thoughts that you have, and what's amazing to me is almost none of them responded to that reach out. Almost none of them. So we found people that really, truly wanted the place and said, we want it, and here's why we should get it.
Yep.
Loved it. And those guys will honestly, it wouldn't shock me if they were there for 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me at all.
You just got to realize anytime you're in a market, whether today it's rentals or house purchases the last 2 years or a resume when the unemployment rate goes up, you've got to do the little extras.
That's right.
And that's just where we are. I think we're heading into an environment where affordable rentals, because of government intervention, are going to fall 25%. And I don't know that I thought that a month ago. I mean, I heard about it in Portland. I think it's happening in LA. I think it's going to happen across the country. Affordable rentals are going the way of the unicorn and dodo bird or whatever.
Yeah, they are.
They're going to be scarce because you can't increase expenses. You can't tell a landlord you can't collect income for a year and a half.
Right.
And oh, by the way, you can't double the price of the asset without that owner going, you know what? Screw it. I'm selling.
Right. With, so to kind of round this out, I also talked to housing this week.
Okay. Oh, gosh.
Housing called me on a couple of the units because they said, hey, we know that you own these units.
Mm-hmm.
We know that we've done work with you together in the past. Would you consider this tenant? And I said, are you raising your rate at all? And they said, well, we can't do that. I said, your rate's $1,950. My rent's $3,000.
Yeah.
We're not that close.
Yeah.
Like I can't take $1,050 hit because you want me to fill the unit. So I told them, I said, this is purely an economics thing. Yeah. I don't make enough money to satisfy my bank with margin.
Yeah, of course.
And what they want to see, they want to see return there. So
yeah, that's again, all my units are available for Section 8 housing.
100%.
Always.
Yep.
But again, sometimes the rent's above their limit. And
absolutely,
I've been doing this a long time. It's surprising. Housing will catch up in my experience. Unfortunately, they're about a year to 18 months behind. And by the time they catch up, they're behind again. So
yeah, I think that there's, I'm hearing rumors that there are things working their way through the system that will actually give them emergency power to go up to 40% over current rents.
They got to do something, or else, again, affordable rentals, back to my earlier point, are, and it's falling at the wrong freaking time.
It is, of course.
And it's because the government broke it, just broke it.
They did indeed. Well, we will certainly be covering that in video number 3. Okay. Everyone can buckle up because I'm about to apologize to Mike in video number 2. But Mike, tell us all where we can find you, my friend.
One rental at a time, book, YouTube, website, and I will do a live stream for 60 minutes starting at 8 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, Saturday.
Very excited. Always looking forward to it. Thanks, Mike. As I always say, we try and create great content for you. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. Come hang out with us on the reg. It's a lot of fun. Mike's is at 8 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. Mine's at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time on Sunday. Thanks so much, everybody. Mike, I'll see you in segment 2.